On the 5th of August, it was 3 years marking the abrogation of Articles 370 and 35A of making a tectonic civilizational change and correcting the historical blunders in Jammu and Kashmir. The abrogated law gave the former state a few special rights, setting the region apart from the rest of the country. But now, with the revocation of special status, it has been completely integrated with the rest of the country. The state is now bifurcated into two union territories. Jammu and Kashmir are now liberated from the clutches of corrupt political dynasties, and Ladakh has found a voice for itself by breaking free from the shadow of an overbearing former state. As the day of the anniversary arrived, questions are being sought. Is anything changing in Kashmir? It will be too early to judge the outcomes of the decisions that took place just 3 years back to the problems that lingered for 70 years. Let's take a closer look. Kashmir has changed a lot for the better. The past few years have shown us how the government is heading on with slew development activities and high budget outlays. Road projects executed across the length and breadth of the state are revolutionizing the connectivity, bringing economic prosperity across the Union Territory. Travel times between places in the valley have drastically reduced from days into hours, while the pace of the road construction has increased fourfolds. Intractable menace of stone pelting and total shutdown in the valley have completely vanished. 51,000 pending schemes and 130 major administrative reforms were carried out on a war foot. Let's zoom a little more further. On the employment front, the government recruited around 30,000 people in the Union Territory from 2019, and 5.2 lakh estimated employment has been created through self-employment schemes. Premier national institutes like AIIMS, IIT and IIMs were set up, and this being a reason for major pride. MBBS seats in medical colleges have risen from 500 in 2018 to 1100 in 2022. A steep rise doubling the work that had been done in the last 70 years is seen now. Among the 53 projects implemented at 58,000 crores by 15 ministries in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, 29 projects have been completed and the remaining are on the verge of completion. Now, Jammu and Kashmir receive investment applications of 54,000 crores, out of which projects worth more than 36,000 crores have been allotted the industrial land. 1,193 projects worth 1,984 crores, languishing for more than a decade, have been completed now. 145 centrally sponsored schemes, including 19 flagship programs, are under implementation now. 100% saturation has been achieved in 17 individual beneficiary-centric schemes. Under the Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana, 17,601 kilometers of road has been completed up to March 2022, connecting 2,074 places now. Banihal Tunnel and Chenani Nashri Tunnel were completed and open to the traffic. The list is exhaustive and goes on. The development works are taking place in unprecedented manner. But do these trumps in the implementation of schemes and infrastructure development works indicate normalcy in Kashmir? In a sense, yes. Kashmir has reverted to a new normalcy. Jammu and Kashmir received a record number of 1.3 crore tourists in just one calendar year, bringing the much needed boost to the state, recovering the prolonged shutdowns. There has been a steady decline in the incidents of infiltration and terrorist attacks there. From 417 incidents in 2018, it got down to 229 in 2021. Due to Article 370, democracy could never percolate in Jammu and Kashmir and corruption reached its zenith. Poverty grew while the rest of the country progressed. While everything else is proving a boon, the security situation in the valley is suffering setbacks. A series of geopolitical changes in the region are now posing new challenges for the country. A new hybrid terrorist organization are now springing up, showing their desperation. With the spate of targeted killing of Hindu minorities and pro-India Muslim citizens now targeting memories of 1990 exodus, prompting several hundreds to leave the region again. Their new modus operandi has seen a shift from the past. Weapons and military gear left by the US Army in Afghanistan are now making their way into the country, raising fears of bolstering an Islamic insurgency in India. Now looking around, Pakistan, the terrorist haven neighbor next door, is in deep economic crisis, raising questions about its imminent collapse and descent into anarchy. This is putting India on tenterhooks to assess its own security measures on the borders. Adding to the woes, China and India heightened border tensions continue to be on the boil. Surprised by the Indian response on Doklam and Galwan standoffs, global backlash building over the world with its recent Taiwan humiliation on the global level is showing China in a weak spot. It may go to any length to retain its hegemony. China could strike again in the mountainous region of Ladakh and unleash a proxy terror war in the valley. Despite all these challenges, Jammu, Kashmir and Ladakh are marching onto the prosperity path. Jai Hind.